Hello. Today, I'm back from vacation and travel and canoeing and doing all kinds of fun stuff. And I'm going to be around a lot more now. And from the survey and talking to people, what people want to talk about and want to hear from me is more about effective conversation techniques. Not just that, but juicy, effective conversation techniques. So we're going to start today by talking about exactly that, because we know that conversations can build or destroy relationships, whether that's on the stage, in the boardroom, or even in the bedroom. There's been a lot of stomping out that goes, hi there, Margaret. There's a lot of stomping out that goes on during a conversation. What happens? Whether you're on stage, you're having a conversation with the audience. And sometimes you need to be able to handle that. Well, you're always in charge. If you're the one speaking from the stage, you're the one in charge. So we're going to talk about a little bit more about that each day. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos talking about juicy, effective conversation techniques. Hi, I'm Linda Babulik. If you don't know me, I'm the author of a #1 best-selling book. It's right here, Zest Your Life, A Taste of Inner Wisdom. And I'm very proud to say that it's been endorsed by Dr. Joe Vitale of The Secret, Marcia Weider, who is the CEO of Dream University. I help business professionals expand and increase their business growth by discovering and making the most of their own skills and talents so they get more income and more freedom. Unlike many coaches who focus only on life coaching or business coaching, I believe that they both go together hand in hand, hand in glove, don't they? And we do both through values, assessments, and compelling training. And one of the big pieces of training that I provide is around effective conversations. So that's why I know there's a lot of interest for this. So if you're a business professional struggling with no impact, no influence, no income, and no freedom, I can help you. And I'm sure that these videos will give you some good start point also. Today, I'd like to share with you a concept that I learned from Stephen Covey. Now, many of you may know Stephen Covey. Hi, Carol. Many of you may know Stephen Covey. He's the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and many other books, all of them hugely popular, huge bestsellers. And I was a certified facilitator for the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So I'm very familiar with his work. And what Stephen Covey, I thought it was, I don't know if anybody else did this, but I thought it was rather brilliant when I heard it because it's easy to remember. So in the 7 Habits, he uses the metaphor that he calls the emotional bank account. So let me tell you a little bit about it because that way I can refer to it more and more. So when you think about it, we all know what a financial bank account is. You put deposits in, you take withdrawals out. Well, Covey says that the emotional bank account is a symbol of the amount of trust in a relationship. It's the amount of trust. Now that's key, that's hugely important. And when you think of how much trust there is in a relationship, you know it can build up and you know it can also have major withdrawals done on it. Say, for example, you meet somebody new and you lend them $60. For the next day, they give you the money right back. That's building the trust. If somebody doesn't pay you back, that's a really big withdrawal in the emotional bank account. And often that makes or breaks the relationships in families or outside of families. That money lending thing can build the trust or break the trust. So how many of you know a liar? And, you know, we all have run across liars, and we've all squeaked the truth a little bit. And it's important for us to realize that sometimes lies could be a huge withdrawal in the emotional bank account. And we want to make sure that we're constantly making deposits. So study in your home, early in the morning, at night, in your workplace. How many negative or positive energy is being exchanged? To me, sarcasm is a huge emotional withdrawal. I don't trust you if you speak to me in sarcasm. It's not a way I like to communicate. And when you think about, you know, you really listen. Is it a deposit in the emotional bank account? Are you building trust by what you're saying and doing in a relationship? Whether that's, like I say, on the stage, if you're speaking from the stage, you need to build that relationship with your audience. They need to trust you. In business, they might buy from you even if they don't trust you, but believe me, it'll only be if they're absolutely stuck with you. So you want to build that trust in the relationships at the office, in your business, whether you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur that has staff. You need to build that trust relationship also with your staff members. And on the personal basis, certainly, if any relationship you have, you want to keep building that trust. I was teaching this once, and this young man gave me an example, and it was heartbreaking. He said, I told my brother about the emotional bank account after I learned it from you. And he said, my brother said was, I thought about what you said about the emotional bank account, and Dad has made too many withdrawals, and I'm not speaking to him again. You know, it's not a score sheet. It doesn't work that way. Trust doesn't come, you know, with a pound of this and a half a pound of trust there. That's not the way it works. So even when you're in the middle of a difficult conversation, you want to keep making deposits. The key is to just keep making deposits and not get into that withdrawal mode. Even if you're, you know, we have that tendency sometimes is to get into withdrawal because you see all the evidence out there to start withdrawing. But please try to do that. And I'm going to leave you with that as a homework assignment. Let's see how many deposits you can make in the emotional bank account. And the tricky thing is, you won't even know. Sometimes you will, and sometimes you won't. You may say thank you to somebody. I was shopping this morning, and I said thank you to the person who was cleaning the bathroom at Costco. And she looked a bit surprised. But that little thing, that's a deposit in the emotional bank account. And she was doing a really good job. So I'm talking about, you know, building that emotional bank account through many, many deposits. So the trust gets higher and higher and higher. So it's good and strong. And then you have a huge reserve. And then even you can make mistakes. And you can have a withdrawal and the whole thing's not going to collapse. You know, you're not going to go into overdraft. So you want to just keep making those deposits. And the beautiful thing that I love about this and what makes it so juicy and zesty is that every time you make a deposit, it's like you get 10 back for yourself. So constantly making the deposits, that's the key. So things that make deposits in the emotional bank account: saying please, say thank you, give somebody a smile, acknowledge that someone's done a good job, that you appreciate what they've done. It's quite amazing that you could have that kind of appreciation going on. So thank you so much for being with me today. Drop your comments and let me know how many deposits you're making in the emotional bank account, because it's zesty, it's juicy. Thank you.